Hey guys. So I have been seeing a lot of advertisements for this perfect body DNA. And it's basically like it shows you get a book and they're supposed to ask you a bunch of questions, and then based on your information, they're supposed to send you what is a diet plan, weight plan, everything based on your responses. So I decided, well, you know what? I bet a lot of people are seeing this advertisement if I'm seeing it. So I'm going to buy it so you guys know before you buy it what it is, or so you guys don't have to. So let me show you what I got, and then I'll wrap up with what I think about it. Okay, so here is my book. They do not send you an actual book, you get an ebook. Um, I will talk about getting this in my wrap up, but this is what I received. So it says Perfect Bodies DNA, and it's got my name on it. So it talks about getting started, healthy eating essentials, 28-day meal plan, beyond 28 days, and your cooking cheat sheet. So it says getting started. So it talks about, basically just like you're the only one who can change things. The same crap we hear from everybody. You've paid for this book and took time to answer a ton of personal questions. Um, and so it's just saying, that you have to do it yourself. And this talks about how they created the plan. And it talks about how every stage of life you have different health needs and nutrition needs. And it talks about European healthcare, with restrictions to dietitians and that kind of thing, which I don't know why we need that. Um, so it says where I am before the program. So they're saying I have an hourglass figure, I have a 90% body fat, and a 66.1 BMI, which we all know I'm fat, so that's fine. So they're showing this is the before. So they're showing what essentially it should look like as far as body fat, BMI levels, and how to formulate your body fat percentages, that kind of thing, which is good information to have. So then it's talking about my body shape and how I have an hourglass body, and it just talks about people that look like that. Um, and it also goes into how our body wants to hold on to fat. And then it talks about endomorph body type. I've never heard of this before this. So it talks about medium to large bone structure, small shoulders, shorter limbs. I have super short arms. I always make the joke, that I have a big head and little arms. But it talks about people who are similar in body type, saying that you might have a slow metabolism and gain weight easily. But you can also gain muscle and have an excellent digestive system. I don't know how they knew that about me. I did not submit DNA information. I just answered questions. So they're saying like basically what I should expect during this process of using their program. So it says you can expect to lose somewhere between 1 and 3 pounds per week. And all of that kind of stuff. Um, Here's some tips and tricks about going out. Um, and I mean, a lot of these are, I guess, okay. Um, and so it just talks about different things here, like you don't know excuses. Think about your goal. Make sure you order for everyone else in the group, because then you might decide you want something that somebody else is having that's bad for you. But this right here is stupid, in my personal opinion. If you have a goal of losing weight, you should pick what you want to eat and eat it. And it's just, I don't know. I don't agree with that. But that's okay. That's their thing, not mine. Then it talks about how to measure, which I think is a really good thing that a lot of us don't know how to do. You should be measuring directly under your chest, as high up as you can. Your waist should be at the narrowest point. Generally, it's around your belly button. Your hips should be at your widest point. Sorry, I'm getting a lot of messages today. You should be measuring above your elbows and aim for the largest part of your arm, so your upper arm. Your thighs, you should be going around the largest part of your leg while standing up. So, I mean, these are all really important. I do agree this is something that people who are trying to lose weight should be doing and should be doing correctly. Because it's really easy to not measure the same spot that you measured before. So, next it talks about healthy eating essentials. So, it's going to talk about um, common mistakes with cooking. Not using enough water when you boil pasta, adding garlic too early, stuff like that. And yeah, I don't see what this has to do really with working out. This is kind of all common sense stuff that maybe some people don't know. So yeah, that's great information. It's just, so they're talking about food prep and they're talking about using storage containers and prepping your meals in advance. And I am a huge proponent to food preparation. So I do think this is really good information for people who maybe haven't ever had to food prep before. I do like here they give you some information about stuff that you maybe haven't had in your diet. Like a healthy snack would be nuts or nut butter. That canned beans are great. I always go with organic because keep in mind a lot of canned stuff does have high sodium, and they do not mention that here. So that is something they really should be mentioning. Eggs as a breakfast option, granola, dried mangoes, chickpeas or hummus dip, all of that stuff. Good information, but again, the canned beans, they really need to mention the sodium content. They talk about skipping a meal, how to order quality food from anywhere. Um, you know, it's I don't necessarily agree with skipping meals. But that's again me. And it is true that food color does change how you eat. It does make you feel happier. It does make you more connected to your food. And this talks with the healthiest colored foods. So if you want to have a very colored plate, this talks about how to do that. And it goes through all the different colors. And it talks about superfoods, which you're familiar with. I put spirulina in a lot of stuff. I love spinach and kale. Wheatgrass I've really never had. But it talks about like chia seeds, watercress, broccoli, things like that. And so it goes into the 28-day meal plan now. Now here's the thing. So it does go through like how to see, what stuff is for portion. It does talk about how much water you should have. Honestly, this right here is wrong. That 8 ounce glasses a day is not correct. You should be drinking 1/2 of your weight in ounces of water per day for your body to be fully hydrated. If your body weight brings you down to less than 8 ounces, 8 ounce glasses a day, that should be your minimum. But yeah, so we're going to talk about the fact that, and I'm just going to show this page right here on a typical day. I very clearly on here said I do not like blueberries, I do not like bananas, and I do not like cucumbers, and I cannot eat tomatoes. I'm allergic. And they said that the recipes and the meal plan they give you will be based on what your answers are. This day, they are telling me to eat things that I have specifically said I cannot eat or will not eat. There's very few things I don't eat, but those are like big ones on me. And they talk about different things about lowering cholesterol levels for different foods. And they just go through this every day. They have a meal plan every day. And they're just like, oh, have this, add this, but if you don't want this, you can have this or this. And it's fine, but they're not telling you how to cook all this together. There's no recipes. So they just go through 28 days of meal planning, like what you should be having. And I mean, there's like ideas for like lunch on things, how to cook some stuff, but I mean, this is really all they're doing is just giving you these meal plans. When they gave me this, there would be hundreds of recipes. Just because you're telling me to add this, add that, that is not telling me how to put it together in a recipe. So if I'm someone who's struggling with how to do this, like how to cook healthy, this is not helping me at all. That's basically all it is for the whole rest of the thing. So I was kind of disappointed in that. They're talking about weight loss plateaus, which is very important. But really, like, this is the extent, this is what they consider a recipe. Oh, here's an idea for dinner. But it really doesn't, if you aren't really familiar with cooking healthy, this is not a good recipe to do. Like, they're not helping you, really. But that's what they give you for recipes. This is what they give you for a meal plan. And like I said, I mean, I guess it's okay. Um, but I mean, I also said I didn't eat eggplant. I'm allergic to corn. Um, I can't eat salsa because of the tomatoes and the lime that I'm also allergic to. So I mean, there's a lot of stuff in here that I'm allergic to and don't eat. Said I don't like mangoes. And so it's like they almost took all the questions and just sent me some random thing. And that's like, congratulations, you're done. I'm like, oh, here's a margarita recipe for you to celebrate with. You should not be drinking alcohol if you're losing weight. Just, a little note to side. Oh, be smart about alcohol consumption. And it does go into like the calories of it, but they really should not be saying you should be drinking while you're trying to lose weight. Like, that is not a thing. And I mean, they give a little bit, they give you a little bit of information on doing healthy dressings for a salad, but that's really it. Okay, so I ordered my stuff on a Tuesday. When I realized it was an ebook, I was like, it's okay, I'm still going to go ahead and do it. I think it was $40 or $30 for it. And it said I would have within 24 hours. Well, I kept checking my junk folder, my spam folder, my regular email until Friday. So I gave them 4 days. Well, it was like Tuesday morning. So basically 4 days. On Friday afternoon, I messaged them. I said, hey, I ordered this. I haven't received it. I've checked my spam, my junk, my inbox. I have not received this yet, and it's been almost 4 days. I did not receive a response. Then I'm like, well, I think they're actually located in Europe, so they're probably closed by now. So I'll wait. I'll give them all day Monday, and then I'll follow up. So I got a response back, like an automated response that same day saying, we've received your message. We'll respond to you back within 24 hours. So I gave them until Tuesday. And I messaged them again. I said, okay, I messaged you guys on Friday. I ordered my stuff on Tuesday. I still haven't heard back from you, and I haven't received my book. Can you please advise? Because part of me thought, well, they'll be like, oh, shoot, and they'll just hurry up and email it to me. That kind of thing. And that's why I think part of my book is very wrong. And I'll explain to that in a minute. And I still received no response. So then I got a message back, I think, on the following Thursday. So at that point, it's been almost a week since I originally reached out to them. And over a week since I ordered my book. And they said, I don't see an order for you. Is this the email address you used when you signed up for your book? And I said, yes, it is. And they said, well, do you have proof that you paid for it? So I screenshot a copy of my bank note showing that it was paid to them, and I blocked everything else out. So all I could see was their company name, and the payment was processed, and then it was cleared. So, okay, fine. So then I sent that to them, and I didn't hear from them until the following Tuesday. So at this point, it's been 2 weeks since I ordered my book. And they said, we're still looking to see if we can find your book. We haven't located your order yet, but I do show that you did send it. Like you did pay for it. So obviously it's somewhere. They said, but we're going to look by your name. Well, I don't know why they didn't do that to begin with. That would have been like the first thing. Oh, I can't find the email. Let me check the name. But my email was correct because they had no problem emailing it to me directly from the company all of a sudden. But I feel like something went wrong. And instead of just being like, oh, I'm really sorry, here, let me send you a link to re-answer the questions. We don't have your information, so we can send you the right book. They didn't do that. They just sent out something generic, I really feel like. Because my BMI is actually not correct. I know what my BMI is. It's a little bit lower than that. And a few other things. And obviously there was a lot of food in there that I cannot eat due to allergies. So knowing that I very much said I do not eat cucumbers, I really cannot stand the flavor of cucumber. Like, it will make me literally nauseous. I get hives from eating anything with fresh tomatoes. Although I have been told to try heritage tomatoes. So I am looking into that, but I haven't found any yet to try to see if there's a difference for me. Citrus. I do not like the texture of bananas at all. So I have no idea, like, why that was on there, because I definitely did not click bananas as something I would eat. But there was lots of foods I would eat. Like, it wasn't like there was a whole bunch I didn't eat. Like, literally, it's just lemons, limes, tomatoes, cucumbers, and bananas, and eggplant. Those were the 6 things I said I don't eat. Everything else they listed, I ate, which was like hundreds of items, because I had to go through a lot of items. It also said I'd have over 300 recipes. And as you saw in the book thing that I scrolled through, the ebook, there's like a recipe sort of on top. But it's not, yeah, it's just not a thing. Like, it's not correct. Um, like, it's like a short, it really doesn't give you that much information on how to cook it. There's no description, like, it's very generic at best. And so what I would say is, do not waste your money on this book, because even if you get a book, there's a lot of information that's super common sense and stuff that you really don't need to know. And really, a lot of it is some common sense stuff. I didn't feel like there was anything new or interesting in there, and I may discuss some of the topics because they were shared. I thought, wow, people really don't talk about this. So I may talk about some of the topics that they do have in there, but I'm going to use the correct information, because there was some definite wrong information in that book. So I would say, do not buy the Perfect Body DNA book. It's not worth the money. Which is unfortunate, because it really had an opportunity to be something really cool to help people out who were struggling to find their starting point for losing weight, who didn't want to do just a specific diet and kind of wanted to learn some new options and that kind of thing. But anyhow, so yeah, that would be my do not recommend. Unfortunately, I would really wanted to recommend it, but I just can't. It's just not something that's worth the money.